So the Smith family drama gets worse.
In 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
It's your man Jay. So I'm not surprised at all when I heard the news from Jada. For the longest time, it seems like on both sides, they've both been trying to fit square pegs into round holes. Will Smith is a very traditional family man, wants a nuclear family, the white picket fence around the mansion. And then Jada is the opposite. She's wanted an open marriage. She wants to sleep around with different people. And she said it. She said it. She did. I'm saying it. And she said she was never for a traditional marriage.
I'm just thinking about the combination. I'm
Bro.
like, that's a wild combination.
Isn't it?
That's a wild, like...
It's oil and water. It's like you're trying to make it mix. It's not going to work.
Because when I think of that, the first thing I'm thinking about is like some of those girls at the parade who are like walking with their top off and they're like screaming and stuff like that. That's what I think of when I hear that. That's funny.
Look at Jada. I mean, she could be fit right in, honestly.
She actually could. This might be the craziest game of reverse Uno I've ever seen. If they've been separated since 2016, why didn't you just say this before? It's like when everything was going on with August Alsina and people were looking at Will like he was absolutely out of his mind and you were making up the definitions of why it was okay.
I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes. It was a relationship. Absolutely.
Like you could have just said this and everybody would have been like, makes sense. To me, it just seems that now that everybody permanently sees her as the villain, like there's nothing else that anyone could do, that they just automatically assume that she's the villain, like she's the giant mastermind, even behind the slap. Like Will Smith physically slapped someone and then people are like, Jada, like now it seems like she's like, okay guys, this is what really happened. And now it's kind of like reverse Uno where it's like, well, you should kind of feel bad for me because we were actually separated even though you didn't tell anybody. I don't know, it all just seems like one big mess, which I think goes along with their family brand at this point, that when I hear it, I think of mess.
Yeah, my question is this. Did Jada tell Will Smith before they got married that she did not want a traditional marriage? And did Will Smith then say, no problem, we'll figure it out, let's get married? Or did Jada hide that fact from Will and tell herself, try to convince herself that she could make a traditional marriage work, and then after they got married said, hey, Will, by the way, I want to go sleep with Mark Anthony? That to me matters. If it was Will that said, let's go, I got to pour all this firmly at the feet of Will Smith. If it was Jada that said, or that hit it, then that's different. But to your point about why they didn't say it before, from what I understand, from what I've read from Will Smith's interviews, he is someone who does not like to lose. And throughout his career, he hasn't lost. He's been successful with everything he's done. For him, he said he would never get divorced again after his first divorce. So I think that no matter what, even though he knew his marriage was done, that he had married a woman who was not marriageable, he didn't want to let it go. And so he tried to hide it to save face in the public, which ultimately came back around to the infamous slap.
Oh, wow.
Heard around the world.
My thing is this. Over the last, 4 or 5 years, what he's done in the media is way worse than any divorce that could ever happen.
Arguably, yeah.
To his I'm talking about reputation-wise.
Yeah, I know.
So to me, it's... And listen, I get it. Sometimes you have pride. You want something to last long. But man, like...
Yeah.
And you know, this is a tough situation because he's a man. He's in love. And keyword, he's in love. He and not we. He is I, which means one. He's in love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it was reciprocated at all. And matter of fact, I was actually watching an interview with Shannon Sharp and Tommy Davidson. And Will Smith actually like walked up on Tommy Davidson during... they were filming some movie in the 90s. I don't remember the name of the movie. And I think Jada had to kiss Tommy at some point in time. It's a movie. And like Will was like, you know, why are you doing this to my girl and blah, blah, blah. And like...
On the set?
On the set.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of stories, you know how in the tabloids or whatever, they were saying that Will Smith and Jada were either in an open marriage or they were getting a divorce back earlier, a couple years ago? Apparently, Jada says that Chris Rock reached out to her and asked her on a date after he read that they were getting a divorce. So part of me thinks that maybe Jada told Will this information, and Will's been waiting to slap Chris Rock for that. Not laughing that he gets slapped with Chris Rock.
If that's true, that's savage as hell. Especially if they're friends.
Yeah, I don't know if they were friends or not, but yeah, no, that is savage. Apparently they had beef in like the 80s or 90s, she said.
Oh.
But apparently Will Smith was close to his brother. So I don't even know, but yeah.
That's wild.
That's wild. I don't know if it's true, but stuff like that is like, why would you make that up? Like, I don't know.
Not only that, but to me, it's so funny. As a kid, I always thought the tabloids were like the fakest thing on earth.
Yeah.
But now it's like the tabloids have been right so many times. It's to the point where I'm like, these guys, there might actually be aliens among us. Like, they might actually be right about some stuff.
You know what? So I wonder if they chose now to reveal this separation because she's doing this all for publicity for her book.
That was another thing I was going to say.
You know what I mean? Like, I can imagine in my mind her going to Will saying, listen, it's time for us to let this known to the public. Will's fighting against it, and she strong arms him into agreeing.
Bro, just that image of her like grabbing him, like, yo, you're gonna let me do it.
Nah,
It's
literally,
hilarious.
yeah. I mean, I could. Well, dang, I'm sorry, Will. Yeah.
Lord. Yeah. But you know what? That actually kind of makes sense because if she's writing a book, she opens up the first page. She's like, "Well, we've already told him everything.
Right.
We've said it in every interview. There's red table talk. It's there's a million. What else could we say? Oh, okay.
Her spirit does not seem to work well with listen, like you said earlier, everyone's been defecating on Jada because we know what we're given.
Yeah.
Right. We don't know what really goes on behind closed doors.
But you know what I think it really is though? It's that she doesn't seem genuine.
That's what I'm saying.
She doesn't seem genuine. Like when you have these interviews and everything is happening, she does not seem genuine at all. She doesn't even seem remorseful.
See, that's what I was about to go next. I said this in an earlier video we made about their family. She seems like an agent of chaos. She seems like she just eats up drama.
She just seems like this just seems like the acting role that she's always wanted. That's what it seems like to me because like you see Will Smith in these interviews, it's like he's crying, he's genuine, he's doing a lot of head nodding. Yeah. Like she's just chilling. She's just like, interesting. Like, you know. Yeah. It doesn't seem remorse. It doesn't seem like, oh, you know, my husband. It's just like, like.
What interviews when they're talking about like their relationship?
Yeah, she just seems very like, I take it or leave it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think that's it.
Yeah,
but I think it's because she's listen, and that's why I go back to it one more time. If she hid her spots, that's on her. If she showed Will her spots from the jump,
then it's definitely Will's fault.
It's on Will.
Yeah.
If she said, Will, I'm not about traditional marriage. I like to see other people, XYZ, and Will just forced it, it's on him. He can only blame himself. She said who she was. If she hid all that, then that's just on her.
Yeah. So you gonna say good decision, bad decision?
Bad decision for hiding it. Will's been a golden boy, but everyone has their flaws. No one's perfect, Will. So you should have let it go.
I'm going to ultimately say, yeah, I think it's a bad decision. If this is actually true, she should have said it way before. She could have actually saved a lot of his reputation. And I don't even know what to recommend to Will Smith because I feel like he's already been to counseling and that hasn't been working. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think, man, just take one long vacation, bro. All right, guys. So this has been Bad Decisions. If you think Jada made a bad decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think Jada is absolutely, leave a like and leave a comment. All right, guys, we're out.